Dallas ice apocalypse just hit. The roads are a skating rink, and I'm probably making a questionable life choice. But Lowe's Garden Center in Prosper, Texas just got a fresh shipment, and I'm not letting a little frostbite stand between me and a discounted plant. Ready to see the surprising survivors I found? Or should we be checking the National Weather Service first to see if I'm actually going to get home safe? In this video, we'll be big box store plant shopping at the Lowe's location in Prosper, Texas for budget-friendly, easy care houseplant, new houseplants for 2026. Despite the fact that there was a Dallas snowstorm that just hit the North Dallas area recently, I am somewhat risking my life to go see if we have some plants. So come along with me, plant foldies. Good day, my plant foldies. This is Richie at Growfolds, and today we will be big box store plant shopping at the Prosper, Texas location. We are just getting out of a massive snowstorm out in Dallas, Texas, or at least throughout the Dallas-Fort Worth area. So we're gonna actually go shopping here to see what plants that they have. You can see that the snow is actually melting, so I've been able to go out. And just to let you know, it's not that I just went out here and tried to risk my life. I actually am coming back from work. I've been up since 5 this morning, so this was actually on my way home from work. So I'm gonna go ahead and take you here. In this video, we're gonna be looking for budget-friendly, cost-effective houseplants. This is the last week of January 2026, so come alongside with me as we go big box store plant shopping. I know that several people have been impacted by this snowstorm, and I hope everybody, the plant foldies, have been safe and warm. I wouldn't necessarily advise going out and going big box store plant shopping, as it is not necessarily an essential function. But since the roads have started to melt and the weather has gotten a little bit better, I figured I'd go ahead and see what plants we can find at this Lowe's location. What I am looking for are just the new houseplant releases for 2026. If you have been following my big box store plant shopping videos that I have uploaded and posted since the beginning of the new year 2026, you will notice that there are several new releases from Costa Farms, Urban Jungle Plants, and Live Trends Design. And today we're going to be exploring what house plants we could be adding into our collection. You already know, plant foldies, that I have been really campaigning for the budget-friendly and easy care house plants, and what better place to find them than at a big box store like Lowe's. I do encourage all the plant foldies, and for those that are new to the channel, I call my viewers and subscribers plant foldies. Welcome. My name is Richie, and I do daily plant content. I encourage everybody to let me know in the comments section what plants you are finding at the beginning of the year. It has been an exciting beginning of the year. It is unfortunate that we have had to deal with the snowstorm, but it is the up and up, and we are going to be looking at plants. All right, plant foldies, we are out here at the Prosper, Texas location. We are going to go big box store plant shopping again to look for budget-friendly, easy care house plants. This is the pretty much the final week of January 2026. I do appreciate those that have been following my plant shopping videos. It has been a tough week with just all of the snow that we received out in here in North Dallas. And so if anybody's asking why I'm actually filming today, no, I didn't technically risk my life to get to this big box store. I was actually on my way to work, but I figured I'd be able to just do a quick shopping video. So for those that are tuning in, as always, please make sure you are pressing the thumbs up or like button for this video. It definitely helps push this content out to more plant lovers like yourself, as well as pressing the hype button. So that is a huge deal in terms of pushing this content out to more plant lovers. So you would swipe to the left and press hype. You get 3 hypes per week, and so that has really helped generate a lot of traffic for our plant foldy community. And for those that are new to the channel, I call my viewers and subscribers plant foldies. Welcome, my name is Richie, and again, I do plant shopping videos where I pretty much give you easy care houseplant recommendations. As far as the beginning of January 2026, I have been featuring a lot of plants that you could add to your plant reset for anybody that is wanting to just start over and start growing plants that are going to bring you more joy and less stress. In today's video, I'm just going to be showing you what plants they have at this Lowe's location. Spring is not quite here yet, but we we do have quite a bit of plants ranging from Costa Farms Trending Tropicals to Urban Jungle plants, as well as Live Trends Design. So I am going to go ahead and pick up a couple of plants that I already see that are quite interesting, and most of it's going to be those easy care house plants. So we're going to start out with this one right here. As you can see, this one is for $16.98. This one is a golden pothos, Epipremnum aureum golden pothos, 6-inch hanging basket plant by Costa Farms, and I am really loving the look of this. This is again another budget-friendly, easy care house plant that I feel like everybody should add to their plant collection. I have been given feedback by a lot of plant foldies that they do want to see close-ups of the plants versus just me putting my face on there. I am hearing you, I am listening to you, and so today's video I will be featuring a lot of the plants close-up as well. But y'all already know, for those that have been following my YouTube channel, I have been faceless for the longest time, so I wanted to get in front of the camera and show y'all how excited I am to go share my plant knowledge, my plant love, and just to communicate with the plant foldies. But you can see we have the golden pothos here, and then over here is for another $16.98. You can see we've got a syngonium. This one is a beautiful syngonium. I'm not 100% sure what this syngonium is, but the cool thing about Costa Farms plants is, again, they have those budget-friendly, cost-effective house plants. And you know, for January 2026, I do believe that if you're going to a big box store, at least in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, you're going to find some that are super cost-effective. It just really makes me excited to be able to show you some of the plants that they have. I mean, you can see right behind me, we have just tons of hanging baskets. So I'm gonna go ahead and flip the camera and show you what plants we have. Again, plant foldies, really appreciate your viewership in terms of just you guys watching all of my videos. And for anybody that has been replying to my pinned comment in the comment section below, to me that is super huge. So if you are a diehard plant foldie, definitely respond to my pinned comment, because I really want to open a discussion about the plants, or just really get your feedback about just the content that I am providing. So anyways, let's go ahead and continue shopping for some cost-effective house plants at this Lowe's location. So I'm going to do something a little bit different, and that's basically doing a live commentary. So you'll hear me just picking up the plants and showing you what they have. I've been watching a lot of content creators such as Anita Ashley, Planty Ashley, David Morales of the Plant Fever, and the way they do their content where they are still picking up these plants. So I'm just going to go ahead and turn this on and show you what we have here. You can see that this is a Live Trends Design planter, $11.98. Look at this. This is a mesosphere. I am loving this snake plant here. And when you talk about snake plants again are house plants that are super easy and budget friendly. I do think this is some of the easiest house plants that you will ever grow. And if you look at the Live Trends Design planters, you can see, look at the glaze here. Now, if you're looking to really elevate your interior space using houseplants as home decor, I would look at your plant aesthetics. And, you know, things that I am really excited about to share with the plant foldies is I will be showing y'all design aesthetics, things of that nature, how to really elevate your space with houseplants. And you can just see right here, look at that beautiful treatment on the glaze. I don't know, plant foldies, you got to let me know in the comment section if you really like Live Trends Design. Whenever you guys actually tune into a live premiere, and for those that are new to the channel, I typically do live premieres with a live chat on my YouTube channel at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. I do online polls or live polls, and my poll for today, at least for this video, is let me know if you like the Live Trends Design planters, Urban Jungle planters, or the Costa Farms planters. Definitely leave it in the comment section. But as you can see right here, If you're looking at an easy care house plant, this one is a must. One of my top picks is a Sansevieria or snake plant. And I love the fact that they have different varieties to choose from. And as far as the cost, yes, it is $11.98. But when you look at just the glaze on this one is a really stylistic glaze. So I don't think that the price is too much to ask for, considering you're getting a designer planter. And then in terms of another plant that I wanted to show you here, it's another Live Trends Design planter, $9.98. And we have this Haworthia right over here. Look at the glaze treatment. Again, I just like the lines right here. It does have a modern vibe about it. And for me, you know, Live Trends Design definitely has that aesthetic where it is a modern contemporary look. Some people prefer more textures, but even just the lines, it is definitely a work of art when it comes to the planter. I mean, if you can take a look at right here, plant Foldies, look at that. It is actually a nice shape, and you can see that this is another type of Haworthia plant. You know, one thing I will highlight about Live Trends Design is that they are definitely seasonally relevant. And, you know, for anybody that's actually you know, battling through a snowstorm or was in a snowstorm, I do want to just shout out all of the retail workers, especially those that work in big box stores, grocery stores that stayed open and actually had to go to work. You know, I am going to just kind of have that open conversation today as I show you all these plants. But a lot of people don't realize that whenever you work retail, and I've talked to a lot of people that work in retail, no matter what calamity we have, whether it is a snowstorm that basically hit the United States, they still have to go to work. They still are considered essential workers. It's the same thing with anybody that works in the medical field or anybody that is just service oriented as far as essential workers. So, you know, when I think about even me just going big box or plant shopping today, I feel slightly guilty being at the store, considering that these workers are still needing to be here, but we are at the tail end of it. Basically, most of the snow has already melted. And to me, I was already on my way to work. I definitely came at a decent time, not before they close. So hopefully I don't actually keep the workers here. But I am just curious to see what you guys think in terms of just the retail workers that had to battle the snowstorms while everybody else was bundled up. Everybody else was comfortable in their homes, the ones that actually had to go to work in retail, especially these big box stores. Let me know in the comments section. And I would just tell anybody, especially during a snowstorm, if you don't necessarily need to leave your home, if you don't have to go to a big box store or grocery store to get essential items, I would honestly say I would just stay home. That way you don't encourage these big box stores to, or, you know, retailers to actually stay open. I just felt really bad for some of the workers that had to actually work, and hopefully there were some reduced hours. But anyways, as I pick up these plants right here, I'm just going to keep showing you more plants. I am happy that I've been able to be out and about. But as you can see right here, Costa Farms has these bonsai plants. This bonsai plant right here is another type that I like, and you can just see that the shape is really nice. It looks like it's still got some of the wiring that trains it, but you can see that it's got a nice curvature. As far as bonsai, anybody that doesn't know about bonsai care, it is literally the art of growing a miniature tree in a shallow container. You can see that this is in a self-watering planter for $25.98. And as far as bonsai, that's something, especially when springtime comes around, I'm going to be delving into. And for those that don't know, I am actually part of the Bonsai Supply official affiliate. So if you want bonsai supply in terms of soil, if you want budget-friendly, high-quality bonsai supplies, definitely go to the bonsaisupply.com. use my promo code GROWFOLDS and you will get 10% off your entire purchase. Now, bonsai, in terms of their care, most bonsai are actually not meant to be grown indoors as a house plant. They definitely need to be grown outdoors. A lot of them just depends on the tree that you're growing, but you can see here, this one has an interesting shape, and I may actually reach out to the bonsai supply to see if we can do a collaboration where we use their soil and repot some of these Costa Farms bonsai into a proper bonsai pot. Let me know in the comment section, plant foldies, if that's something you would see or want to see. But for me, I just feel like these would be in a better aesthetic if they were actually put in a bonsai soil. I'm curious to see plant foldies if you guys actually have grown bonsai as well. But you can see we do have several bonsai right over here. This one is a ficus ginseng bonsai, and I'm liking it. I like the aesthetic behind it. This one you can actually grow indoors. It is a ficus, so it's going to need quite a bit of light. But as far as today's video, we are going to be searching for budget-friendly, cost-effective houseplants. New houseplants for 2026. This is the final week of January. Can you believe we are already heading into February, and we've already covered a lot of ground when it comes to these plants. So let's go ahead and keep spinning around here and looking at these plants. For instance, look at this one right here. This is a Florida Beauty Dracaena, $5.98, and wow, look at the speckling of this. Now, as far as the plant care tips, again, plant foldies, we want to make sure this one is consistently watered, as well as making sure that it does get a lot of bright indirect light. This one is not a typical Dracaena that can tolerate lower light conditions. It really does need that. As far as Costa Farms exotic angel plants, here is another classic one. This is the Belgian waffle plant here. You can see that it's got some beautiful pinkish purple lavender colored leaves. I love it. And this one again is for $5.98. I'm very, very excited to see what Costa Farms turns out in terms of new houseplants for 2026. I know that they have quite a bit of new releases. There's a couple of them that I really want to find. For instance, the Monstera Lime Compacta, which is basically a neon colored Monstera Deliciosa. And then we're going to be looking at another easy care house plant. This one is a Philodendron Hederaceum Brazil, $16.98. This one is in a self-watering, no, I'm sorry, a 6-inch hanging basket planter, and you can just see that it's got some beautiful coloration. With this particular Philodendron Hederaceum, the more light you give it, the more coloration you're going to get. As far as another easy care house plant, I'm going to go ahead and showcase this one. This is the classic Marble Queen Pothos, and you can see that the Marble Queen Pothos has a lot of variegation as well. More light means better variegation. It ends up like transforming into what you call the Snow Queen Pothos. So as you can see, we are still looking at some more plants here, and I showed this earlier, but this is a beautiful Pearls and Jade Pothos. This one's in an 8-inch hanging basket. Let's take a look at the price, $20.98. And you can see that it's got some aerial roots. Like this one is ready to chop and prop. Curious to see plant foldies if you guys actually propagate a lot of your plants. At one point, I not only had a plant shopping addiction, but I actually had an addiction to propagate my plants. But I feel like everybody gets into that mindset. Now over here, we're looking at this beautiful Vanda orchid. And you can see that it's got some beautiful yellow coloration. Vanda orchids remind me of my home country, which is, you already know, plant foldies, the Philippines. And it's just because these Vanda orchids grow in the Philippines in the wild. And you can see that this one right here is for $36.98. So As far as orchids, you know, I mentioned in one of my videos, I do believe that orchids are going to be the trending plant for 2026. And if you haven't already, definitely watch my houseplant trends for 2026, my predictions of where the plant market is and just popular plants. If you haven't already, definitely check that out. Now I'm going to just pick up some more of these plants right here and look at this Fittonia, Juanita Fittonia for $5.98. And I love the pink coloration on this. And then plant Foldies, you already know I love neon colored plants. So let's take a look at this Dracaena Limelight. This one is for $8.98, and I just love neon colored plants. I do think that they need to become more trending and popular plants for 2026. Y'all have to let me know in the comments section if you agree, but I definitely find neon colored plants gorgeous. And then over here, we've got a bunch of, say it with me, Hydra Helix. You can see this one is the Asterix English Ivy. This one is for $5.98. And a little story about an English ivy. So I have two that are actually growing outdoors in a planter. Tell me why I put them out there. It snowed, yet they're still living. Like, it's just indestructible. So I feel like, you know, English ivy or Hedera helix tend to be more resilient outdoors, but once you bring them indoors, they tend to be just very much so spider mite prone. Like, they really don't like to stay outdoors. And you can see this one is the Hydra Helix. This one is the Ingrid Liz Ivy. It's a versatile grower. Not really sure what that means, but you can see that it's got some beautiful variegation. I am curious, plant Foldies, for anybody that is watching today's video, if you actually grow English ivy, and would you actually try the Grow Fold Hydra Helix challenge, where you can try to grow an English ivy long-term indoors? If you do, definitely post on the community tab. That is one way to share your plants and showcase what you are growing in your plant collections. And shout out to Kat for just posting a bunch of her photos of her plants. So I'm going to go ahead and pick up a couple of my highlighted plants and talk a little bit more about them. So one thing about going big box store plant shopping during a snowstorm or post snowstorm is you can see there is really nobody shopping here. And again, I kind of feel slightly guilty just being out here recording, because I know that some of these retailer workers are ready to go home. I believe they should be closing early, so we'll see. But as far as today's video, again, it is all about finding budget-friendly and easy care houseplants. So I'm gonna go pick up a couple more plants for y'all. So one of my favorite plants to talk about and grow is this one. This one is the Neon Pothos for $5.98. This is another Costa Farms exotic angel plant. One of the best plants to add in your plant collection. And the reason being is, I mean, look at this. What a beautiful plant, and it does just really light up a space. You know, I talk about my houseplant recommendations for easy care, beginner friendly houseplants, and the pothos is probably my #1 pick. Many varieties of pothos, and you know, it makes fun to go shopping at a big box store, because I showed y'all the pearls and jade pothos. Well, here's one for only $16.98, and for me, this one is one that really tempts me to buy, even though I really should not be buying any more plants. Plant Foldies, let me know in the comments section if you are on a no buy plants for at least January. And I do challenge you, Plant Foldies, to do the no buy challenge for February, to see if you can actually go to a big box store like Walmart, Lowe's, Home Depot, Target, and not buy a plant. Let's see if you can do it, because I know that in January I was able to pull it off, and I'm super proud of myself. But this one right here, Pearls and Jade Pothos, another easy care houseplant that you can find when shopping at Lowe's. And then they actually have quite a bit of hanging baskets, so this is one I want to recommend as well. $16.98. This is a Philodendron Hederaceum green form. What do y'all think of this one? It's actually super lush and full, and it's in a 6-inch planter, which I think is actually a lot more manageable versus having to grow them in an 8-inch hanging basket. I do like the green form. I do believe that for houseplants for 2026, we need to make green plants even more popular. As far as another plant that I find attractive is this Dracaena right over here in an urban jungle terracotta planter. This one is for $22.98, but you can see that it's got a nice aesthetic behind it. Let me know in the comments section if you actually like terracotta planters. They're one of my favorites just because they're classic and they're readily available. And you know, throughout my plant shopping videos, the reason why I also like to go big box store plant shopping is I like to just show y'all plants that are easily accessible. Plants that you can find because most people have big box stores. And of course, I always want to support local and small businesses. But I mean, like this one right here, y'all, this self-watering hanging basket planter is amazing. Look at this neon colored planter, neon colored pothos. This is actually my favorite, no joke, my favorite hanging basket that is available to buy at a big box store. This is the neon pothos by Urban Jungle Plant, and this is self-watering for only $24. Only $24.98. That is a steal. And you already know Plant Foldies. I love the fact that this one is actually made completely from recycled material. So it's made from rice husk, straw scraps, wheat shells, coffee hulls, bamboo powder, and recycled plastic. Way to go, Urban Jungle Plants, for finding a sustainable way to create planters. Let's see, Plant Foldies, as far as another budget-friendly, cost-effective, easy care houseplant, you can't go wrong with a Sansevieria moonshine. And if you look at the terracotta of Urban Jungle, and this one I believe is for $14.98. Another plant that's super easy to take care of. It's a beginner-friendly plant, and we've been seeing a lot of these while going big box store plant shopping. We also have this super cute Peperomia obtusifolia right over here. I like the terracotta treatment, and it's for $14.98. So lots of plants to choose from. And you know, as far as taking you big box store plant shopping, in today's video, we have been delving into just easy care house plants. I think that that's really the theme of my my YouTube channel as of late. And so I want to show you some more hanging basket ceramic planters. This one's for $17.98. Another gorgeous Live Trends design planter. Look at that. This is the neon pothos again. And I know that I've been featuring a lot of these like common basic plants, but I just really believe that 2026 is all about going back to the basics, finding plants that are not necessarily super rare, but more plants that are going to grow in anybody's space. Like this. This is a glass sable for $14.98, and you can see that it's got a clear pot. This one actually doesn't have a drainage hole, so you would have to be very mindful of how much you're watering this, but you can see this is a marble queen pothos. So Live Trends design again has a very unique aesthetic. It's one that is one of my favorites, and you can just see just the colors, the shape, the treatment of their glazes. I mean, this is another beautiful marble queen pothos. I really love that as well. I do want to know, Plant Foldies, for those that have actually gone through the winter storm, how did you keep yourself occupied? Did you spend a lot of time just taking care of your plants? Let me know in the comments section, because for me, I actually had to go to work almost every single day, and it was just horrendous. And it just reminds me about just whenever we have really good times where we have really good weather, how blessed we are, how it's just so much more convenient. Like, I don't know how some of the plant foldies that actually live in areas of the country where you guys get snow, how you deal with that, because in Texas, which is where I'm based at, I just couldn't do it. Anyways, I digress and show you some more plants as we go shopping for more easy care plants. And this is another easy care plant here. This one is a Monstera Celtipicana, or also known as the silver monstera. This is a collector's plant right over here. Beautiful plant. And look at that. Look at the leaves. I need this. It reminds me of Epipremnum pinnatum, but this is actually a Monstera. And, you know, I would assume that if this is a Monstera, this would need like a moss pole or a totem pole for it to climb and actually get larger leaves. You can see right here, we do have these available by Live Trends Design. This is a stackable moss pole. And let's see how much it costs. It's actually, I don't know how much it costs, but as far as the trend, I do believe that plants that are actually needing to grow on moss poles and totem poles are just kind of out. At least for me, I just feel like it's a little bit more of a hassle. Now, as far as other plants, let's talk about Costa Farms. So Costa Farms has been churning out plants that are budget friendly and easy care. This is their new planter here. You can see it's got a nice teal color, $24.98. And you can see this is the Chameleon ZZ plant. And you can see, if you look at it closely, it does have that ghostly neon colored. It will lose its ghostly neon colored coloration if you do not provide it enough bright and direct light. So if I were you, I would actually grow this under a grow light. Now, ZZ plants are known to be very much so low light tolerant, but that one particularly needs lighting. Any plant that actually has like neon colors or a bright color is going to need more light. Lighting is definitely essential to get the best growth, best coloration for any plant. Here is another plant that we were going to talk about, $24.98. This is the Monstera Lechleriana right over here. This one is another Costa Farms trending tropical plant, and it is another one that I would recommend as an easy care plant, beginner friendly plant, one that really checks all the buckets in terms of a plant that you can add into your space for 2026. I've been spending a lot of time talking about plants that make it easy for you. I think a lot of people get into houseplants because they want to grow something, but then they get discouraged when the plant actually doesn't do well. And that's the reason why I've been utilizing this platform, this plant shopping YouTube channel, to actually introduce people to plants that are going to be just easier on your budget friendly, cost effective, and is going to grow in your space. I am going to show you this one right here. So here is another Cebu Blue Pothos, also known as Epipremnum pinnatum Cebu Blue. This one is for $20.98, and it is not an Epipremnum aureum. This is actually a pinnatum, and if you look at it, this is actually growing as a trailing plant. You can grow this as a trailing hanging basket plant, but the problem is, number one, you're going to need more light than an average like pothos. Number two, you're going to make sure that it needs more water, because if you don't give the actual conditions for this particular plant, it's going to grow runners where it's not going to grow leaves. It's just going to grow like vines without leaves. So you know, this is a fast growing plant, but one that is going to need a little bit more of your attention for that. And if you look behind me, they already have the bare root roses. I love roses, and that's something I also want to delve into throughout this journey, where I am just presenting other plants outside of just indoor house plants. I will be talking about garden plants, outdoor landscaping of that nature. So if this is the kind of content you like, Plant Foldies, I do want you to go ahead and make sure you are pressing the subscribe button with all the notification bell on. And The reason why I say you need to check if you have all the notifications on for this channel is I've noticed that a lot of our plant foldies, or at least they've been telling me that whenever I do a live premiere that it doesn't always recommend it on their feed. So just turn on the notification bell. And for the new subscribers that have joined the community, welcome. Thank you for joining us, and I hope that you will join a live premiere chat. So I'm gonna go ahead and continue to pick up some plants, show you some more details. Feel free to leave in the comment section what you think as I go big box store plant shopping to look for budget-friendly and cost-effective houseplants for 2026. You can see right over here, plant foldies. We've got another pretty Florida Beauty Dracaena. This was another one for $5.98. And with the Lunar New Year happening next month in February, can you believe February is just around the corner? We've been seeing a lot of lucky bamboo. And this one is actually called a Dracaena Sandriana Variegata, $8.98. And what I like about this is considered the lucky bamboo. Notice the leaves. The leaves are beautiful, and this one is another Dracaena that is often mistaken as real bamboo, but it is not. It is an actual Dracaena. But look at that neon colored leaves on it. This one is going to require a little bit more consistent water. You don't really want to leave it dry for too long. Honestly, a lot of people will actually grow this hydroponically or in straight water. This is a plant that I would consider adding into my plant collection. This one has been tempting me, and it's been tempting me for quite a while since I started going to shop at these big box stores since the beginning of January 2026. And this is that Philodendron Hederaceum neon or lemon lime. This one is for $21.98, and this one is, oh my gosh, it's just such a stunning plant. And you can just see, look at that neon colored leaves. I know that last year and even this year, I am still pushing Monsteras and also definitely Aglaonemas, but neon colored plants. If you like neon colored plants, leave in the comments section hashtag neon colored plants or neon plants 2026. So I know if the plant foldies are a fan, because I am a huge fan of this gorgeous plant. Actually, a lot of this Home Depot has quite a bit of plants, so it looks like they've gotten a restock. Yeah, I mean, you can see over here, this one is a Cupid Peperomia. It's the non-variegated, and if you look closely, you can see that it's got a nice waxy tone. And even though it doesn't have like the variegation like the one you would typically see, look at that. Just a stunning green tone is all I need in a plant. In terms of the plant care tips, you would just need to make sure you water this when the soil is about 50% dry, and basically give it bright and direct light. As far as being able to propagate, you can take cuttings from this, for instance, put it in water, and you are good to go. Let's go ahead and pick up another Peperomia right here. This one is another one that we see often, and you can see, look at how beautiful that neon colored leaves are. You'll notice that this one has more of a greenish tone, and that's because that particular side probably didn't get as much light. But if you can see here, look at how beautiful this is. And you'll notice that these little rat tails right here are actually blooms. This one is retailing for $20.98. And again, this is Costa Farms right over here. So as far as shopping, again, I have noticed that even our plant foldies that have had to battle, you know, the snowstorms, actually made it to some of these big box and actually shared your plant shopping. I just hope everybody has been super safe throughout this this snowstorm that we have experienced. Over here we have a Frankie Fittonia. So it enjoys low light. I'm not sure if it's really a low light tolerant plant, but look at how beautiful that pink coloration is here. And again, plant foldies. I always show y'all Phottonias, but that doesn't necessarily mean that I would actually grow one in my plant collection. And the reason being, I don't necessarily think this is a beginner friendly, easy care house plant, because it is a very thirsty plant that requires a little bit higher humidity levels. So I tend to window plant shop whenever I look at some of those plants. This one is a flame violet. This one is for $5.98. If you look at this, the foliage, it's got a metallic look around it. And again, this one actually has colorful blooms. This one would be easy to propagate again from cuttings. We can keep looking over here, and you can see this is another Hydra Helix. This one is also for $5.98. And you can see this is the Ingrid Liz Ivy. Beautiful coloration. I would just recommend growing this particular ivy outdoors in a planter. Definitely don't put it in a landscape like in the ground, otherwise it is a very invasive plant. Another beautiful plant with lots of color is this Fittonia Juanita, $5.98. And you can see this right here if you look at the leaves closely. What do you think about the leaves here? I think it is stunning. And for the plant foldies that miss these types of close-ups, I am listening to your feedback. Y'all already know plant foldies that I've kind of shifted my videos to where you see a lot of me, but if you also want to see close-ups of the plants, then I will do that as well. You can see right here the fluffy ruffle fern for $8.98. This is really got a beautiful texture about it. Full transparency, I am still getting used to filming videos while I'm out in public. So I do have my noise cancellation mic. So that helps out where I can just give you the audio. And I hope you guys have been enjoying the audio as well. I've been working on trying to like upgrade my content for y'all. You can see here, Marble Queen Pothos, $8.98. This would be another top pick if I were to buy a plant at this Lowe's location today. Look at the variegation, look at that color, and it is a classic plant and another budget-friendly option. We're going to go down here, plant foldies, and take a look at some more of these plants here. And you can see we've got another Hydra Helix. This one is for $8.98. Spear Point English Ivy, and look at that. I like that as well. And I've been, I need to figure out how many English Ivy are in circulation from Costa Farms. I'm going to have to ask Justin Hancock. He's a head horticulturist, how many English Ivy they have. And look at this White Rabbit's Foot Fern. This one is $8.98. Look at that aerial root. It's fuzzy, and you can just see that these leaves are so delicate looking. Now, as far as ferns, I wouldn't necessarily recommend them as a beginner friendly houseplant. They do need higher humidity levels and more consistent watering. But I always love showing y'all different plants, and I don't know what it is about these Phottonias. Look at this one, $8.98. And this one is, what is this Fittonia? Superba Fittonia. And it is definitely superb in its presentation. Look at the veins and look at the colors. For the plant foldies that are continuing to watch this video, really appreciate it if you made it this far. If you haven't already, please make sure you are pressing that thumbs up or like button for this video. And don't forget the hype button at the very end. Now over here is another one for $5.98. This is another peperomia. This one is the variegated teardrop peperomia. We saw that there was a larger hanging basket, but look at that neon colored this peperomia. Let me know in the comment section too, plant foldies, if you are a fan of peperomias. What I've realized is it's not as popular of a plant, and I do think that it is another easy care house plant that a lot of people kind of overlook. This one is a green fantasy fern, $5.98, and you can see that this one has really interesting texture as well. I don't know. It's really it's a lovely fern that I would recommend if you have like a terrarium setting. And then we have these right here. So this one is for $12.98. This is in a 6-inch planter, Ficus shivriana. And I know that one of my plant foldies from Canada, Kathy, shout out to Kathy. She asked about plant care tips for the Ficus shivriana, and basically lots of bright light, water this consistently. You really don't want to leave your ficus plants dry for too long. They'll start to rebel. Classic ZZ plant right here for $13.98. This one is an indestructible, unkillable plant. It likes to thrive with neglect. So even if you don't really water it as much and leave it in a shaded, dark area, it will still live for you. And if you look right over here, we have another Sansevieria. I don't know what this particular Sansevieria is, but it is one for $12.98. And you can see that it's a pretty one as well. Another beginner friendly plant. And then we have all of these very colorful crotons. So here's the thing about crotons. Sunny Star Croton, this one is for $8.98, and you can just see the beautiful foliage on it. I really want to start a croton collection, but the problem is they do require a lot of light. If I'm able to grow them outdoors year long, I would totally grow them, because in the Philippines or in a Southeast Asian country, these grow into full-blown trees. So can you imagine this beautiful croton here, this batik croton, as a full-blown tree that's like 20 foot tall? It is a lovely actual site, and I will actually be doing a lot of blogs from the Philippines. So if you haven't joined my YouTube membership tier, which is basically only $3.99, consider becoming a super plant foldie. You will have access to all of my lifestyle blogs and be able to see a lot of my Philippines content where I will show you the plants growing in the wild. So press the join button if you're watching it on a computer, or you can also look in the video description. There is a direct link to become a super plant foldie. And I did want to just say, for those that are actual members of my YouTube membership tier, thank you so much. It does make the channel even more sustainable, and it does help with some of the passive income that I, full transparency, hope to garner by making this content. I also wanted to shout out Eric, because he is actually the first super plant foldie. Anyways, we'll go ahead and keep looking at some more plants, and I'll give you some more of my suggestions for the budget friendly ones. It's always nice to go out and go shopping for these houseplants, especially when the majority of people, at least for this severe Dallas snowstorm 2026, we're all cooped up in their homes. I am just really happy that my friends and family have remained safe. I am just really happy that I was able to get to work safely and was able to be an essential worker as well for people. Most people don't realize that whenever we have these severe weather storms that are impacting not only just you, but several 100,000 Americans, it just goes to show that when we have that perfect weather, when things are just going the way we want them to go, we take for granted those times. And I really hope that everybody seizes the day, wakes up every day, and understands that we have the power to make this day an amazing one. Despite the fact that we did have like a severe snowstorm, just know that if you have stayed safe, if you had running power, if you were able to help somebody, if you were able to give somebody some type of of joy, then that is all that matters. And I really hope that the Plant Foldy community, it just resonates with everybody that tunes in to watch my plant shopping videos. I know that it is always about having good vibes only. I did also want to take the time to all of the new Plant Foldies that have subscribed to this YouTube channel. Thank you for joining the live chat. It is always nice to see new faces in the chat. And so again, I definitely want to invite anybody that loves plants, that wants to learn about plants and wants to be part of a positive plant community, to say hello. Definitely leave your comments and in the comment section. So as you can see right here, I'm just taking a little bit of time to pick up some of the plants, give you some commentary. I definitely want to just pick up these plants and show you what new house plants are actually hitting the market in these big box stores. I am very excited to see what spring 2026 will bring us, because right now we are still recovering from a snowstorm. I again am just somewhat risking my life today just going out to a big box store. Now I know that the snow has started to subside. The roads are still a little bit slippery and icy, so hopefully, Plant Foldies, you guys appreciate my efforts to make some brand new content. As y'all know, in the first week of February, I will be going on vacation to the Philippines, and I hope you all will still tune in to all of the videos that I've already have scheduled. So make sure you are turning on your notifications, and that way you don't miss those live premieres that will happen at 7 p.m. Central Standard USA time. Also, I did want to say that those videos are going to be much longer than the typical 30 to 40 minute videos I have been producing as of late. So let's go ahead, Plant Foldies, admire the plants, and then I'm going to give you my final recap of all the gorgeous house plants that you can find while big box store plant shopping at Lowe's in Prosper, Texas. Plant Foldy. So what do y'all think about some of the plants that we've been looking at as we go big box store plant shopping at this Lowe's location? There's just a couple more I want to highlight before I actually wrap up today's video, and this one would be the Anthurium, $17.98. And you can see that this is that white Anthurium. This is probably the most unpopular Anthurium, in a sense that not a lot of collectors are actually trying to get these Anthuriums. Most people want those Anthurium hybrids, but to me, this is one of those budget-friendly, cost-effective easy care houseplants that I think that everybody should at least add into your plant collection. So if you want a pop of color, if you want to say you grow anthuriums, this is probably the easiest anthurium you could ever grow. I mean, look at that. Look at the nice blooms it has. And if you look at the leaves, it's just got a very nice waxy leaf shape and tone about it. And it's one that I would recommend as another top beginner friendly easy care houseplant. And I was also looking at this and I thought about one of my plant Foldies, Leap. Leap, you need this ZZ Zenzi plant, and this one is for $19.98 by Live Trends Design. So as I've taken y'all with me to go shopping for plants, hopefully you've enjoyed some of the close-ups of all of these plants right here. I am curious, plant Foldies, if you have been buying plants, or have you been good like me where I can go to a big box store now and actually manage my spending. Oftentimes people wonder how you can save money whenever you're going shopping for plants. And for me, it is all about making sure you know exactly what plant you want to add to your plant collection versus just going in and doing impulse buys. I think that's really the secret of how to save money whenever you're shopping for plants. And also looking for plants that is going to fit in your space. So this one right here is that twist lift self-watering planters that Costa Farms has. Like for instance, this is a Calathea macuyana, or the peacock Calathea. This one's for $15.98. And look at this twist top self-watering planter that Costa Farms has really been churning out for the new year. So when you think about house plants for 2026, we do have the new self-watering planters by Costa Farms, but this Calathea just wouldn't be something I would recommend. If I were to recommend a couple more easy care plants, I would recommend this philodendron golden crocodile right over here, for instance, neon colored plants for 2026. I guess if you were to ask me what my top plants would be for this big box store plant shopping video, it would definitely be the philodendron hederaceum neon, or the lemon lime neon. I'm going to walk over here and show you this. Let me know if you think that I should buy this. Look at how lovely she is, and this is just so beautiful, and I feel like I need to get this plant, but I've been really good about just not buying every plant that I come into contact with. And I don't know if that's really a good thing or if it's a bad thing, if I'm limiting myself from finding joy. But if you look behind me and all of the beautiful plants we have right over here, there are many options. And so if you are the type of person like me where, yes, I love plants. Yes, I take you shopping with me at these big box store plants all over the Dallas-Fort Worth area, but I have to give myself credit. Plant Foldies, I have not been buying plants left and right. And I think that goes to show with just making sure you are really aware of your finances, but even more so being aware of what time and space you have for these plants, because every single plant that you bring in is going to require some type of watering, some type of lighting condition, some type of soil substrate. And I think the majority of today's video is obviously I wanted to get out and go big box store plant shopping, even though we are just getting out of a very crazy Dallas snowstorm. And then number two, it just has become part of my routine to take you guys here. I think making videos has become a little bit more efficient for me, where I'm able to just record and talk to you directly, and then also having the ability to just do live commentary. And so I hope for the plant Foldies, you guys have enjoyed today's video. Know that I will be going to the Philippines very soon, but I still hope that you guys will tune in and actually watch a lot of my scheduled videos. Most of them are going to be compilations and marathons, but I hope you guys will stay tuned and just watch those videos as well. To wrap up today's video, I am going to just say my recommendations again are for just the easy care house plants. Go into a big box store and know exactly the plant you are looking to buy. So for instance, for me, if I were to buy a plant today, I would have had it in my mindset to go ahead and buy, say, the philodendron hederaceum lemon lime, or better yet, something of this nature where I end up getting like a philodendron hederaceum
Brazil. This one's actually on a totem pole, although I'm not really into totems anymore. There's just a little bit more challenging. And then just making sure that you set a hard budget for yourself. I think that that's where a lot of the impulse buying happens, is we don't have a hard budget. So if you're going to ask me today, if I did have a budget for houseplants, it would be maximum $30. Other ways to save money whenever you're shopping at a big box store like Lowe's is definitely look at the clearance rack. So you can see right over here, they do have some plants that are on sale for 50% off. And then also just comparing and contrasting different big box stores and local nurseries. You would be surprised that certain local nurseries actually have more cost-effective plant pricing than big box stores. So I'm really curious, plant foldies, in the comment section. Again, let me know what plants and the plant pricings you've been seeing. I'm really curious to compare and contrast plant pricing. And then as far as today's video, again, if you like my plant shopping videos, let's continue to keep watching the rest of the videos I have made by going and actually watching the videos that are popping up on the screen right here, right now. If you haven't subscribed already, I would love for you to subscribe, and the hype button. Let's hype this video up. Swipe to the left, press hype. You get 3 of those per week, plant foldies. It would really help me out. As always, my name is Richie at Grow Folds. Good vibes only, good vibes always, and I will see you on the next one. Bye.